It's a pretty well played game. It went real fast there for a while. I thought, their starter Barker, he threw a lot of strikes. He really didn't give us anything. He didn't walk anybody. I think he might have hit one batter. Kind of kept us off balance, flipping it up there, a lot different than what we've seen. We knew that was coming, but he did a nice job keeping him in the game. We scored 4 quick runs first 2 innings, and then he threw up a few zeros in a row. I think we finally probably ran out of gas a little bit, but it was one of those games where we didn't do a whole lot, but we didn't let them do a whole lot either. So just proud of the guys for coming out. We knew this was one of those games where real emotional weekend, coming off a real emotional weekend. Yesterday was a day off, and then coming out today, anything could happen. So I'm just glad that we played well and played good defense and got a win.
Nate?
As far as Franklin's day, because a lot of times those kind of slower pitchers like that will kind of fool a guy that's used to the heat in the SEC.
Yeah, I thought he had a great night. I mean, he really stuck with the approach, and he stayed through the middle of the field, and he singled to center field. I think his double was to left center, and obviously his home run was to almost dead right field, straightaway right field. So he did a really nice job there. I think he had a walk and 6 RBIs. That's a good night.
Dave, what did you think of Bolden's start? And also, I don't know if you realize this, but your guys combined for 18 strikeouts again. I think that's the 3rd time this season to tie the school record. What did you think of Bolden, then just your pitching overall?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it to the team after the game that Caleb got us off to a good start. He threw a lot of strikes. He had a pretty good slider going tonight. He was spotting his fastball and kept the ball down. They've got a couple of guys at the top of the lineup to swing the bat, and I didn't realize that we had struck out that many hitters. Obviously, I knew Toll came in and struck out the side and hit two batters, but that was good to see. That was good to see him come in and put some guys away. Morris came in, I thought, threw the ball extremely well, got us 6 quick outs. And I knew he'd struck out, 3 or 4, but just a good job by the pitchers. So hopefully we can bring it tomorrow, pitching some more guys. And I don't know who we're starting yet, honestly. I didn't even talk to Coach Hobbs, but we'll throw a little bit of everybody else.
Hutch?
Dave, you don't see too many sac flies caught by the shortstop. What did you think of that play by Moore there in the 1st inning?
Well, I thought it was a heads-up play, and what he saw and what Coach Thompson saw over there, because they were communicating when the ball was in the air, is that the shortstop just continued to drift back under the ball, and his momentum was going away from the plate. So he was going to have to stop and set, change that momentum, and make a throw accurate to the plate. And, so they challenged him, and it worked.
And Starks looks like he has really good stuff, but whenever he throws over the plate, is there anything in particular he needs to do to get better command?
Yeah, I mean, his last outing was a lot better as far as command, and I think he was a little too amped up. He's pitching against a lot of his hometown, friends, and yeah, his stuff is good. He's just got to be able to manage the game. He's got to be a little quicker to the plate, manage the running game, and just the little things. And that's going to take some time. If he can pitch with, maybe either a lead or with like tonight, or with runners, maybe no runners. I think he can be real effective. Like you said, his stuff is really good. He's still a work in progress, but he's going to be fine.
Randy?
Dave, how much carryover was there from the past weekend with Ole Miss being such an emotional game and series that carried over tonight? Do you feel like there was any down moments for your kids tonight?
Yeah, I think that they like being on the field. They like being around each other. I'm sure they're still a little bit physically and mentally tired. And I tried to rest a few starters tonight, and I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. just to get them ready for the weekend, because those games, obviously they count a lot more. But yeah, I think there was a little bit of that. And I talked to him about that after the game, that, this is one of those games we've just played where anything could happen because of what we just went through. No practice yesterday, they're still a little tired, and it's part of baseball. It's different than a lot of sports. You play a lot of games and you travel and sometimes you get beat by teams that maybe wouldn't beat you if you're, a little more rested. But, I thought we did just enough to win the game.
Pardon me. Talk about your approach. Well, not your approach, but the kids' approach in regards to, there were 13, I think, of 14 batters at one point that were retired. Talk about the approach by your kids at the plate, trying to get in sync with what was being thrown out on the diamond. I mean, I think I could still hit a 68-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, that wasn't his fastball. That was his changeup. His fastball was 85, and his changeup was anywhere from 65 to 72, somewhere in there. And we knew that. I mean, but it's you haven't seen it. We've seen guys throwing 92, 93, and their changeup are 82, 84, and pretty good sliders. And so he pitched. I mean, give Barker credit, man. The kid just came at us and pitched. He didn't walk anybody, and he ate up the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. He's rolling along, and then we finally got to him a little bit in the seventh. So, yeah, the approach was just to stay through the middle. Don't try to hit the ball out of the park. And I thought we did a pretty good job with it. And again, didn't have all of our veterans in there. Had some young guys, but Franklin, a really good veteran, and he had a really good night.
Hutch will come back around.
You mentioned Toll earlier. What specifically was working for him? And I know he hit a couple of guys, but struck out the side. So did you like what you saw from him?
Yeah, I mean, he hit a guy in the foot when he was ahead in the count. He hit a guy in the back when he was ahead in the count, trying to finish people off. I mean, hit the right-hander with a fastball. We were trying to go fastball in, and he usually commands it pretty good. But what his out pitch is his slider. It's a late breaker, and it fools him. It looks like a fastball. It just kind of runs away from the righties and under the lefties. And he did a good job. I mean, I have confidence in him. I think we could put him in the game. And when I say in the game, in a big situation, in a conference game, I think he'd get us an out or two.
Nate, anything else? I'm gonna take that as a no. Bob.
There he is.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Hell, me.
Oh, no worries. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, I'm actually good. I'll give Dave a break tonight. So
Thanks, Bob. It is late. It's going to cold out. It's going to rain.
Oh, that
Thanks for your
game,
time, Coach.
that game was surprisingly quick.
Yeah, it was for a while. It got a little crazy there towards the end. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
We've got Christian Franklin.